Hello everyone, I'm Damian Horton, one of the co-founders of Eloy. We're a new face to you all. Similar to what George just said, I'm going to show in-vehicle signage, but with SatNav and Apple Carplay working. That's because Eloy is a SatNav mobile app, and it works with Apple Carplay. And then a little bit at the end, I'm going to show how we're going to try and make it easier for everyone else to build in-vehicle signage. Similar to the example that Paul and George has, this is me driving north on the M40. You can see at the top of the image the VMS. We can see the Eloy app running through the car infotainment system with Apple CarPlay. Interestingly, on the bottom right of that CarPlay screen, that's a repeat of the VMS. It's coming through live thanks to George Brown's hub. It's also announced through the car audio, so it's quite clear for everyone. It's interesting, and obviously you can make this bespoke, so you can do it in different languages, different vehicle types, so it's quite nice if you get that translation from the feed into those different user types. We've also been experimenting with different types of experience with IVS. So here I've managed to find a strip of road with a lane closure. What we've done here is actually in our system mark up lane closures and then make audio announcements in the vehicle that tells you that the lane's closed. It's actually quite easy to use in the daytime, but at night time it's a little bit harder to see. And then I've got an example at the end that's sort of an extension of this going forward. Just a little bit about Eloy before we go into the next bit. I guess we're a publicly available SatNav app. It's actually a connected car app, which is sort of a new idea that we have, but we want to offer connected car services, connected vehicle services, and that's meant to be built around SatNav, voice control, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and there's lots of other services you can think that you could add to that, including electric vehicle charging, and some insurance applications. There's this nice idea that we have about digital tour guides as well. And obviously a part of this is allowing third parties to come and build their services inside the Eloy app, including IVS. I'm going to walk you through how you can create this. This is if you want to create some messages and also through a tour guide. So starting on the left, you might want to go into our portal. You might want to plot an exact route with lots of waypoints. And the aim of that is to fix the navigation so it doesn't go off route. And in the middle, you can create a geofence. That's a nice way to also create alerts as you can move from inside to outside. So if people deviate from a track, you can send them extra warnings. And then we can create our own IVS through our system. I think there's a question earlier about that route A, route B for if there's been accidents and moving high congestion times. You can actually use this way to create route A, route B, route C. So it can actually be done relatively easily. More interesting other stuff that we've got a portal that you can come into. Interesting for us is on the right, we can actually run simulations. So we don't actually have to drive up and down the M40, nor do it in-app. And our next aim is to move it from an app-based simulation, so it's an online portal so everyone can play with the experience. And then the next piece of work we're thinking about, so this is obviously a mock-up of a CarPlay screen and infotainment screen, is can we build more experiences that might be relevant to people driving in certain circumstances? So we call this a sort of motorway mode. We can have the lane information at the top. We can do the lane warning announcements as we were doing earlier. We've got the live navigation, and then we can blend it in with other messages that might be relevant to people driving along. And we love to chat to people if they've got more ideas about this. And obviously data feeds are really important for this. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Any questions?